Comedian Dave Juskow thinks it's no laughing matter that his friend has missed gigs, ruined his movie prop, and made him buy costumes and props the defendant never used. He is suing for $910. Defendant Mike Bocchetti says he has dealt with the plaintiff's shenanigans for too long and had valid reasons as to why he couldn't perform.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yay.
I do.
Thank you. All rise. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer now presiding. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Case number 082 on the docket, Juskow versus Bocchetti.
Dave, you are suing your friend Mike basically because you say he cost you some money when you were putting together a show.
Well, it's basically like this. Mike Bocchetti is an incompetent boob. I have been doing shows since the early 90s where I've put him in a forum that he could either be on some of my television shows I've done, or movies I've created, or live projects that I have done. And not only is his incompetence now affected me financially, but I get no kind of value from using him in any kind of format. As they say in The Godfather, he makes me look ridiculous, and a man in my position cannot be made to look ridiculous.
Your Honor, first of all, I don't know what transpired here. At one time, he was a dear friend and a nice man. He turned into a foe with me, and he's suing me? I don't know what you expected out of me, to share a TV dinner at my mom's house? You know I have nothing.
Go ahead.
So I made a movie called Turbocharge, which is a documentary about the Cars. You've heard of the Cars, the band The Cars?
Yes.
Yes, it's an unauthorized biography about the band, The Cars.
Okay, so it looks like you have something in your hand, and later on we'll green screen in Susan's body in place of it, okay? Terrific. Now, Phil, I want you to... Phil? Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. You enjoying yourself?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's terrific. Great. Listen, here's what I want you to do, Phil. Rick's going to say his line, and you kept me going when the sun went down. There's going to be a beat, and then I want you to turn the lights on in the building, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so the sun went down, bam, and that's when the lights come on.
Okay.
You got that?
Oh yeah.
You're with me?
Yes,
You
all
know
the
the
way.
song.
No, I know the deal.
Of course. Terrific. Terrific. Okay, here we go. All right, Rick, you ready? All right. Phil, is there a reason you're still standing there?
Oh, sorry, I'm
Thank
sorry.
you very much, Phil.
You called that a movie?
Well, he's got me there.
Sorry,
but
Your Honor.
It's on Amazon Prime. People don't like it
You-
very much,
and
but
you-
that's not the point.
No, I didn't think so.
Right. Well, you know, with constant text, phone calls, when are you going to use me? When are you going to use me? We found a part for him. And once again,
Oh, come
his
on.
incompetence and boobery and the fact that he can't memorize any kind of lines or stage direction cost our production money. So I paid for the movie myself. So everybody, the only thing they got was food, which is why he, I believe, chose to come on.
Oh, you idiot.
Let alone then at the time when we were performing the thing, I rented the space, and because he couldn't remember his dialogue and he couldn't remember his scenes, we had to go overtime and over budget, which cost me an extra $500 to $600 because I was renting the space, and we had to crank the AC because he can't stop sweating, which I'm pretty sure he's doing right now. And so that, again, another cost.
If you're always been so dissatisfied with his performance, why do you keep hiring him?
Well, look at him. He's hilarious. I mean, that's the problem. He's just difficult to work with. But, I mean, there is something to him where you just can't stop laughing now, and I'm mad at him.
Now, what about this?
Oh,
That is
no.
the pilgrim
Thanksgiving-
costume I bought for him to be in a Thanksgiving sketch we were doing at the Comedy Cellar, which is the greatest thing you can do for somebody. The Comedy Cellar is the end-all for any comedian, Comedy Cellar in New York City.
Well, that's one
and
thing
I
you're right
do
about for
shows
once.
there, and
Yeah.
I was doing a Thanksgiving show, so I bought him that costume. And again, he bailed the day before because this time his excuse was he had a heart attack.
Oh, no.
There's medical excuses anymore.
You had a heart attack?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay, that is a valid excuse.
Maybe. Now, what with him and his pattern, I didn't even believe him for a second.
Your Honor, I take heart meds, not Flintstones vitamins like this idiot thinks.
Okay, but you did have a...
Yes, I did. I have a stent right here. I'll take it out and show it to you if you
No,
need me
don't
to.
take it out, please. You're doing better now?
Yes.
All right.
But then the ultimate thing, and there's lots more, but I'll say the penultimate thing, was a cancer benefit for our mutual friend, Chris Murphy, to raise money for his hospital bills. And it was me and Colin Quinn and lots of other really great comics. And Chris asked if Mike could come on and just basically just stand there because that makes everybody laugh. And he didn't show up. He canceled at the last minute because
Your
he
Honor,
said, I think he got a better offer
chance.
to possibly be in a prequel of The Sopranos. But that's the kind of person he is. He will leave at the drop of a better offer.
Why didn't you show up for the cancer benefit?
I am not in the best of health. I have heart disease for the past few years. I wasn't feeling good. I don't even know if I was going to make it here today, but I just wanted to man up and face up to this monster.
Well, of course you're going to come if it's going to be on
television.
television. I mean, there's the bottom line.
Also, on his night of the so-called benefit, I also have chronic bronchitis. I kept telling him that.
So you didn't show up because of your bronchitis?
Yeah, I told him that too, Your Honor, because he kept calling me, cursing me out, and I told him, no, I can't do it, and he just wouldn't believe me.
And we have a video of the man in question, Chris Murphy, who has something to say about it because he was devastated.
I think it's a frame-up with him. He edited
Okay,
this video.
I just want to watch this now.
Okay.
I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and there was a benefit being done for me. The same night of my surgery, and a week prior, Dave Juskow, the angel Dave Juskow, scheduled for all of us to get together to do a sketch, because Dave knew full well, by showing it the night of my benefit, this indeed could be the last performance of my life. But Mike Bichetti bailed. Used the same lame excuse he always uses when he finds something better. And that better offer, by the way, was a date with a dominatrix.
Your Honor, this has been...
But it was a date with the dominatrix. Now I remember. That's exactly what it was. It was several years ago.
That thing is bogus.
And that's why he bailed on it. And I'm not suing for that, by the way, because...
That's enough, sir.
Okay.
It's bogus.
That's enough. The judge is speaking.
All right, just to firm that up, you said you didn't show up at this cancer benefit. You're saying the reason you didn't show up is because...
Because I had chronic bronchitis,
Okay.
Your Honor.
He's lying.
So...
I still have it. You want to check my medicine cabinet?
He'd show up as long as there's a television show or anything
I just
to do.
can't go on.
Sorry.
Okay.
I have a wonderful witness who we both know mutually, Miss Rachel Feinstein, and she's an outstanding comic in the community. She'll let you know the shenanigans he pulls on people.
Is she here?
Yes.
What is this?
Sorry. Hello.
What
Do I need to swear on a Bible?
No, right here.
Please raise your right hand.
Okay.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
So help me, Jew God.
Well, that carries extra points.
Thank you.
So what can you add to this case?
Well, Your Honor, first of all, I'm sorry that you've had to listen to any of it. We're all dumber for having been in this room. Dave Juskow made what he called a movie, which was a mockumentary about the Cars. No one asked for this film to be made.
No one asked for this to be made.
Nobody needed this movie. And if you even read one review under it, people were furious. It is so awful that I believe they believe.
Objection.
Go ahead.
Double objection.
I
Okay,
believe
double objection.
if any of you in the courtroom watched this movie, you would have an instinct
You're gonna let her get away with that? That's
to
ridiculous.
harm yourself. That's how dumb and terrible it is.
She's right.
What is that Empire State Building doing here?
This is the Empire State Building. I paid all the money into this production. It's a feature-length film, and the people have spoken and they love it, or. You know, that's what one person said. So this is an Empire State Building. He fell over it multiple times, which is now you can see it's taped together. I mean, I still have it, but this cost me money and time to put together. I had to actually pay somebody to put it together.
You picked it up in the Salvation Army.
FAO Schwartz, which
David,
is
I
now
was
worth
supposed
a
to be
lot of
able to
money.
speak for a moment. Now, Dave Juskow, we've all tried to help him. You know, he wants to do stand-up. When he opens for me on the road, I beg him. I say, Juskow, please, please, when you go up for me tonight at Laugh Boston, don't do any jokes about Aaron Brockovich or the movie Pretty in Pink, because no one remembers that.
A lot of people at higher levels of intelligence like Pretty in Pink. It's a classic.
Juskow, shut up and let me finish.
Objection?
Ma'am, speak
Okay,
to the judge.
okay. You've got 3 objections, because I counted the double one, remember?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
So he did a 5-minute chunk on Aaron Brockovich.
That was my
Rachel,
new material. I stopped. That was from
And,
2000.
Your Honor,
Pretty in Pink is from the 80s.
He does a filthy X-rated version of Mr. Magoo.
Oh, yeah.
No one cares who that is either, apparently.
So I also have a few short stories to illustrate his character that are pretty upsetting. So if anybody has a weak stomach, I suggest you leave now. Dave Juskow actually cheated on a friend of ours. He was sleeping with her when her boyfriend walked in, okay? Juskow, who'd recently gotten a nose job, which is pertinent to this story. I'm not trying to embarrass you. Your nose looks all right, you know, at this point. So her boyfriend walks in the room. Jessica was sleeping with his girlfriend, okay?
Yeah.
That in itself is devastating enough, right?
Rachel, how did this nightmare happen?
Is there another word for objection that I could use
excuse me,
here?
let me finish.
Okay,
So this man walks in, lunges towards Juskow to hurt him. He picks up the girl to cover his nose job, uses her body as a human shield to cover his freshly nose jobbed nose.
Job can be, Your Honor. I could not have sacrificed it being broken again.
That's typical of him. How many women he slept with and screwed over is ridiculous.
Wow. He told me and many others when we first started in this business that if they would just sit on his lap, that he would put him in the pictures. First of all, who says the pictures anymore? No one uses that phrase.
You were allowed to do that back then. That's how they taught us in the movies.
Okay, would one of you talk about what the relevance of any of this has to do?
I
would like to hear from Rachel.
Of course you'd like to hear from Rachel. That's where this whole thing is going.
She's a credible witness, Dave. Let her speak.
You need to shut up for a minute.
You've been speaking nonstop since you got here. I think I can say something,
Your Honor,
too.
may I speak a second? Because she's a credible witness, a longtime friend. He's done more than enough to ruin her life and cost her work.
He doesn't know what a credible witness is.
What is this story about a bottle?
Yes, okay, so I do shows at the Comedy Cellar, these readings of movies.
Pictures.
Yes, Your Honor, pictures. Yes, I do readings of these pictures at the Comedy Cellar, which, of course, as I said, is the greatest comedy club in town.
One of the best.
It's a place where everybody wants to be. So to put Mike Bichetti in a show like that, who's just constantly asking, can I be in one of your shows, is a really big deal. We have all these. So we were doing Goodfellas, and Mike was playing the waiter who gets the bottle hit over his head from Joe Pesci, who was played by Judy Gold, which is hilarious. And then, I bought this bottle, a professional breakaway bottle. They're very expensive.
How much?
$60 a bottle. So then we broke it over his head. The crowd goes crazy. So then he texts me the next day and he says, hey, we got to do that again. Break bottles over my head in every show. It'll be funny. So I'm like, that is a good idea. So I bought 4 more bottles. And I think the whole price is like $240.
That's 4 times 60.
Yeah, well, I'm not good with math. And then the next time we're doing a reading of Love Actually, he doesn't want to get the bottle over his head. He said it hurt him too much.
Who's using breakaway bottles? No one thinks that's funny, except for Dave Juskow. He also thinks it's funny to slip on a banana peel.
Your Honor, and that's not the only thing he did to me. It's way worse.
We have a video of the bottle. It's not a big deal. It's made out of sugar.
The Honorable Judge was speaking to me. What happened was, Your Honor, we did The Godfather, and I played Luca Brasi of all people. And he had this psycho comic garrot me like the real Luca to the floor and started pounding my head in.
Well, that's part of the show. And the audience likes when they do stuff like that to him.
No, but the bottle's another story, Your Honor, because that bottle, I swear to God, Your Honor, I swear to God, was switched.
We
I had a bad
video
headache
of
for a
it.
week.
You can see how easy
God,
it is. He wasn't complaining that day.
Do we have a video of this?
He's that kind of sicko that would do that.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains a lot of things. Let's look at the video.
What do you mean, don't be like that? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean?
No injuries whatsoever.
Not right at the moment, I
would just like to add, Your Honor, that I happen to know that he needs the money because he spends his rent money on fireworks. And Spider-Man, I'm not kidding, Spider-Man dolls that he sleeps with, okay?
I don't sleep with them. It's a blanket. It's a Spider-Man blanket. It's no big deal. I use it when I want to get extra warm.
Juskow tries to get laid by saying, hey, you want to come back? I'll make you a star. Come back to my place and now you can play with my Spider-Man doll.
This is so unfair,
Yes, that's
Your
his
Honor.
favorite line.
I don't understand why my character is being
Judge, that is his favorite line to say, hey, baby, how about it?
This isn't
Your Honor,
outrage.
because
Objection again.
Your Honor, her dad is
I want
a
this all
lawyer.
stricken from the record.
Well, I clearly have heard all the evidence. You may not be surprised that I'm going to dismiss the suit.
Yay! Just because I figured he was going to come in with a big neck collar. He's such a phony. I can't believe you're buying into this.
And I'll explain why.
Justice has been served, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, it's just bringing up a lot of stuff for me.
What?
Yes.
This is insane.
Well, that's true. But the point is, did you hire him? Was there a contract?
No, there was no contract.
So he had no obligation to do any of the things you're suggesting. It would have been nice. It would have saved you some money. But he wasn't your employee. You chose to do an act you bought some things that would be good for the act, that's on you. There's no legal requirement he has to even show up. Missing this event because of a heart attack, I am going to rule that that is a valid excuse.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Therefore, I dismiss the case. I really enjoyed your presentation.
So I just want to thank you, and also thank you for your service. My husband's a firefighter and happens to work alongside of him in
This
Brooklyn.
is so unfair.
Oh, is that true? Why didn't you reveal that?
Because he's a professional, unlike these two.
Oh, no, stop it. Never change.
Everyone drive safely on the way home.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, man.
I hope you're happy with yourself.
Mark, so much fun to work. It's been forever. The judge knew the correct decision to make with him, and he knows what an idiot, a conniver, and a fool he was. And I am happy justice has been served.
He's a good Jew.
Those two ganged up. They don't know what they're talking about. I'm surprised Mike wasn't wearing a huge neck collar, the phony that he is.
I will never be friends with that moron again.
Of course he's going to continue to ask me for jobs. It never ends. It's almost harassment. I might have to call the cops.
Sometimes I bring him on the road with me because, you know, he does pick me up at my apartment and drops me right back off again, and he usually pays me an extra $50 for letting me have him open.
I think our relationship will just be the same going forward. It doesn't matter. He's an idiot, and that's the way it is. I like working with idiots.